Greetings, guests. This is the Twisted Tentacle Tavern, and I'm your innkeeper, Vase Odin. If you've ever had trouble deciding between an attack-based cantrip and a saving throw-based cantrip, I'm here to help. Explosions! So when I was new to D&D, I couldn't decide what was better, saving throw type cantrip or attack-based damaging cantrip. And after playing many years, I think one definitely outshines the other regardless of level, and that is the attack cantrip. So I have several reasons for this, and yes, saving throw based damage cantrips do have their place, and they definitely can come in handy here and there. But overall, and in general, and if I had a choice and I had to pick between one or the other, I'd almost always go with the attack roll based cantrips. So my first reason for this is the attack roll has the ability to crit. So if you roll a natural 20, you still double the number of dice for your damage roll when you do an attack-based cantrip. That is just not possible with a saving throw type cantrip. That alone is huge. That alone ups your overall damage throughout your adventuring career for your attack-based cantrips versus saving throw cantrips. Now, in addition to that, when you get to the higher levels, you'll be fighting some creatures that have magic resistance. Generally, magic resistance enemies get advantage against saving throws versus magic, and that includes saving throw based damage cantrips. So if you have an attack based cantrip, it's unaffected by magic resistance. Again, another plus in your damage output for using a damage attack roll based cantrip. In addition to that, legendary monsters have legendary resistance. Now, generally, they're probably not going to use a legendary resistance slot against a saving throw cantrip, but they do have the option to do so, and you have the possibility that, you know, on a damage-based cantrip that's crucial to killing this creature, that it's just going to choose to succeed and it'll take 0 damage. Whereas an attack-based cantrip, again, is unaffected by legendary resistance. Now, there are times where you will be able to gain advantage on an attack roll, and this is where attack-based cantrips also can shine because you're more likely to hit, and therefore your damage output will be increased even more. Yes, you can have times where you'll have disadvantage on your attack roll, and I think that's one of the times where saving throw based cantrip might be helpful. But generally, you'll have more chances to gain advantage, especially if you're a wizard, where you can have your familiar do the help action. You will be able to mitigate that disadvantage or even gain advantage on your first attack roll for the round with your cantrip. So you'll have advantage, more likely to hit, meaning over time more damage output. So those attack-based cantrips between the magic resistance, legendary resistance, critical damage, and advantage on attack rolls overall is going to be much better than a saving throw based cantrip. Now, there is definitely an elephant in the room here, is that some damage based cantrips are usually area of effect. Generally, they're very small area of effects, such as 5-foot radius around your character. And those can be good if you're surrounded, if you ever find yourself in such a situation. But in hundreds of games that I've played now, I don't think if I'm a primary spellcaster that I've ever found myself in a situation where that has come in handy in such a way where I would be better off casting that versus an attack-based cantrip. Generally, these area of effect damage spells will do a lot less damage. Most of these saving throw area of effect damage spells, cantrip spells, do like 1d6 damage to 2 or 3 creatures. And you have to kind of be surrounded because they have to be usually within 5 or 10 feet of you. So 1d6 versus, you know, a potential d8 or d10 from an attack cantrip, you're generally still better off using an attack cantrip versus these things. Now, in my adventuring career, I've never been in a situation as a primary spellcaster where I'm so surrounded that an area of effect cantrip will really benefit me by hitting multiple foes and killing them. Not just that, but generally, if you are the primary caster, you have your fighter or some other, you know, stronger party member near you trying to hit these creatures who are trying to hit you. So you're also likely to hit your party members if you're doing an area of effect. So overall, I think I've proved my point here. And if you disagree, I'd be happy to hear your counterpoint. on regarding the saving throw cantrips. And again, I just want to be clear. I'm not saying saving throw cantrip damage cantrips are bad. I'm just saying if you had to pick between one and the other, almost always go for the attack cantrip or the attack roll cantrip, because those are generally going to be more efficient over the career of your character. If you can have both, take both types, because you may use the saving throw one here and there. But if you had to pick, go with the attack roll. So, any questions, comments? If you disagree and want to just tear me apart in the comments, feel free to do so, and I'd be happy to read your comments. And that does it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. And I am your innkeeper, Vase Odin, with the Twisted Tentacle Tavern. I'll talk to you guys next time. I wanted to take a brief moment and thank Suchart and all you other patrons for being so generous. Thank you very much.